Broadcast. I'm Amrita Tripathi and very delighted to be here in conversation with Bawa and Dinesh. Thank you for joining us in the Harper College office.
It's our pleasure.
And congratulations on Ready, Study, Go.
Thank you very much.
So I want to start by asking you, this is the book we're talking about, Ready, Study, Go, which gives, you said, very practical advice for anyone looking to really figure out how to study for exams, but also understand how to concentrate on things. And this is kind of born of your own experience.
It's actually for anybody who wants to learn anything, not necessarily for an exam. If you want to learn how to bake a cake, learn a new language, climb a tree, solve a partial differential equation, you will find techniques and tips in the book to help you do just that.
So how did you guys come up with this sort of distilling of life lessons, I guess?
We have, over the last 20 years, headed the Art of Living youth programs, which are being done in college campuses all over the world, in more than 100 countries now. And this constant refrain, questions being shot at us, saying how to concentrate, how to study well, how to learn better, and how long can you keep answering the same thing? So Bawa thought that we should just put it as a book.
But you're also both from IIT Bombay, so you've kind of been through the grind of the sort of pressure cooker syndrome India is really well known for. Can you tell me a little bit about your own experience of that? Because you're both quite honest in the book.
Yes, I used to love school. Till my 10th standard, I would get 100% attendance awards every year. And I was a topper almost, and I would be good at sports and other things. But in my 11th and 12th standard, I dipped totally. Yeah. Then I had to take 1 year drop for studying for IIT, and somehow got through, and landed up with metallurgy and material science. And I say usually that you cannot get a more boring subject than that. But the Art of Living course helped me with the energy and enthusiasm and the joy for learning. And then we used to meet so many young people over the years, being Art of Living teachers and parents and teachers, professors, people from the education sector.
Sure.
And I saw that there was so much of stress and tension, sadness, fear, hatred, these emotions surrounding the topic of learning or studying. And my job is to bring a smile on people's faces, to make celebration in life. And I thought, can't we just bring those positive emotions, love, joy, enthusiasm in studying as well, in education as well.
You have this already sort of ongoing engagement with young people. I think it helps you also kind of keep it conversational.
Right.
You know what they want to hear.
Right.
On your website, because of course there's a website and a YouTube channel which we all must check out. You have, one of you has written at one point on this website that doing well in your class 10 exams is the worst thing that can happen to you. This is something that you wrote a year or so ago. What is the logic behind that?
Well, you know what? I got 80% plus in my 10th standard exam, but I was the brilliant kid, right? So I was supposed to get it, right? My sister scraped through at 42% and she got a car. I just got well done. So when you build up that expectation in the 10th standard, then you're supposed to perform in the 11th and the 12th and so on, and the whole education becomes a race for marks instead of a race for learning, which is my concept of Kala Gyaan, black education. Our Prime Minister has been talking about black money and doing things about it. I would love it if he would shift his attention a little bit to the Kala Gyaan that is happening in this country. Universities all over this country, and I think a lot of the world, are giving out certificates to people saying they know things they don't. A lot of us have gone through education and have a certificate saying that we are an engineer or whatever, and then the moment we get into a job, we are put into training. What's the training for? If we have the education, then there should be no need for the training, right? It means that our education systems are failing miserably to give education, and we are quickly becoming a country full of the educated unemployable.
When that shootout happened in Virginia Tech University in the US, Gurudev had sent me to the US, and I visited almost 30 states and the top universities. There, instead of the pressure cooker syndrome, like when I was conducting the Yes Plus program in Stanford University, they said they have the Stanford duck syndrome. If you see the duck on water, it's smoothly gliding, it's so beautiful to look at, but under the water what is happening? It's paddling away frantically.
That's nice.
And that's what happens with with this whole education and studies. So how we can get rid of that stress aspect, that it's boring, or it's such a burden, all those qualities or adverbs that we attach to it. How we can bring, as Bawa said, those aha moments. That is what we have endeavored to do.
And I think if we ask you 3 brain hacks from Ready Steady Go, what would they be?
Exercise.
Dinesh will say exercise, of course, because he does exercise. The biceps are hidden in the kurta. Sleep. Sleep is a very important brain hack. Your brain uses a lot of energy. 20% of the energy of the body is used by the brain. And we all know that when energy is used, waste is created. The waste in the brain is called beta amyloid, which is just a very sexy way of saying brain shit.
You said brain poo in the book.
Brain
so
poo,
did I
yeah.
read that? Yeah, that was.
And brain poo, brain shit, whatever you want to call it. And it needs to go because it is linked to Alzheimer's, it's linked to Parkinson's. Your brain is suspended in something called cerebrospinal fluid. It's a liquid. And this liquid goes inside the brain and flushes out the beta amyloid. But because of the neural activity that is happening during the day, the CSF cannot go all the way inside the brain, and so a lot of it remains. When you sleep, the tissues in the brain they expand, and so the CSF can go in there and remove that brain shit. And so when you wake up in the morning, you say, "I'm feeling fresh." Of course you are. Someone flushed.
Do you have anything you can take from the book or your advice to, fans and readers from the book and your sort of life experience? What are 3 things you wish everyone knew? And these are obviously fundamental to those.
I think the first thing.
Go ahead.
I think the first thing that everyone should really do is meditate, because that is your very basis. I studied a lot, but there was no place where I studied about how to handle your own mind. I was always told, don't get angry, don't feel jealous, but nobody told me how to not be angry or how to not be jealous. In fact, I was also told, use your brain, and nobody told me how. And I hope this book helps do exactly that. So meditation to me is one of the critical aspects that everybody should learn and practice. It's not enough that you learn, you need to practice. Otherwise it's saying, I got a gym membership but nothing is happening. You need to go there and lift, right? So that's one.
Meditation.
Then simple other things that we have been told, by our parents or grandparents is eat well, exercise well, so our book also has some nice recipes.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
No book by a Bawa can be complete without recipes.
Interesting.
And no book by a Maratha can be without exercise.
Nice marriage.
So we have some very simple but interesting exercises which if somebody does, they can be in good shape, and can be done anywhere. So if that could be a New Year resolution, that I can eat well. In Indian, not just in Ayurveda but Indian tradition, it is said, "Jaise ann vaise man." So your body is the food that you have eaten, and similarly are your thoughts and your emotions. So little attention to the food, little attention to keep your body moving, exercise. That goes a long way with studies and learning as well.
Yeah, and not something. It's commonsensical, but not something we all put into practice.
Right. So what happens by being busy doing the tasks of life, we forget the purpose of life, which is we have come here to the planet to celebrate, to be joyful, to make others happy.
Wow.
And the third thing I would say, study for knowledge. Study to learn. Don't study for marks.
I do have to ask you about the secret to the wonderful hair. I told you I'd bring it up. The best hair in the room is not on my head. I'm just kidding. But I'm sure you get this a lot. It's sort of long flowing. It's wonderful. Secrets, tips for your
Don't go to the Baba. That's how you grow long hair.
Ready, steady, grow.
The sequel coming soon from Harper. Thank you both so much for taking the time.
Thank you, Amrita.